Today we are going to be talking about Beyond the Grave. Hey guys, this is Nick from What I'm Watching, and today, as I said, we will be discussing the film Beyond the Grave. Beyond the Grave was released in 2010 by Lockhart Films, and it comes to us from Brazil. The film was written, directed, and produced by Davi de Oliveira Pinheiro. I apologize if I mispronounced that, but again, I like seeing a film where someone does it all, you know. They write it, they produce it, they direct it, it's their baby from start to finish. And I could see with this film that this was really this person's baby, and that they put a lot of time and effort into it. And it crosses kind of multiple genres, really. It doesn't fit into one type of film. It's an action movie, it's a bit of a zombie movie, supernatural, post-apocalyptic. It goes into a lot of different areas there. The film starts out with a quote, "No price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning oneself." Or owning yourself, pardon me. It's a quote by Nietzsche, and the movie had a lot of depth to it. It had a lot of deep feeling, and I felt like there was a lot of symbolism in the movie. When the movie opens up, it shows the back of a street sign, a highway sign, and you see a cross. I don't know if it was the director's intention, but I felt like kind of as a religious icon, the cross was there. And then our main character, who's known as the officer, goes in and has a shootout and kills a bunch of people. And then he comes out and it shows a statue of an angel's face spattered in blood. So I thought there was a lot of symbolism and a lot of hidden meaning in this film that the director wanted us to kind of pick through, but we'll get into that later. I gotta say that, well, before we even get into all that, everybody knows that this is a movie review for the Beneath the Underground contest to see who's going to be the sixth reviewer. So let me go ahead and get this in. This is the Underground! Right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, I gotta work on it, I know, but I figured I'd throw it in there, you know. So now we got that out of the way, let me continue. Beyond the Grave, I went into it with high hopes, and honestly, I was a bit let down. It was not a poorly made film. It wasn't a shit movie by any means, but it was a very slow burner, if you know what I'm talking about. It takes a while to get going. It really takes like 45 minutes to really get going, and by the time it does get going, the movie's over. It's, like I said, it's not a bad film. It was just real slow to go, and in this day and age, I watch a lot of, you know, high intensity, lots of super action-packed films, and this one was just a little too slow for my taste. Not to say it was a bad movie, I just think in this case, I want to say it would have been a better short film. I've used that before with other films that I've reviewed, but I'll get into this and discuss a little bit more about it. This was like more of an art house film, and that really isn't my cup of tea, or my can of beer, or my 40-ounce of beer, however, you know, whatever analogy you want to use. It just wasn't for me. It did cross a lot of genres, as I discussed, and it was very artfully done. I mean, there was a lot of experimental film camera work done in it. The director tried a bunch of different styles, and I mean, it has a very nice feel to it as far as visually. I mean, it's like very artistic and very eye-pleasing, but the story, just, there wasn't enough there. There wasn't enough character development, and maybe, I think a little bit of it was lost in translation because the movie is in a foreign language, so to me it was, and you know, it was subtitled, and I feel like some of the meaning might have been lost in the translation. But again, you see a lot of experimental filmmaking techniques, which I liked. A lot of quick cuts, a lot of just really eye-catching stuff. But it reminded me kind of it had like a Mad Max feel to it, because he's driving around. It's the end of the world, and he's driving around in a muscle car, which that kind of brought a Phantasm feel to it to me, because the muscle car looked like the car from Phantasm. But he's got like a cop light on the top of it, and he's in search of this serial killer. and there really wasn't that much of a backstory given. During part of the movie, there was a quick part where it says interlude, and it goes back in time, and it shows where the officer is getting, attacked by the serial killer, and then he, also kills the killer. But the killer, of course, after he's killed, he says, let me check my notes here. Whatever's near me will become mine. That was his little line, and of course he would take possession of other people's bodies. So they don't really explain what the catastrophic event was, but something big happened into the world, and it's supposed to be like, I thought it was going to be a zombie movie because there's zombies thrown in here and there, but the zombies in this film are not very menacing or dangerous or even really I mean, there's one scene where a person gets bit, but that's it. So it's definitely not a zombie film, but there are zombies in it. The supernatural aspect comes to us from the fact that the person that he's tracking down can jump from body to body. So I guess when he dies, he just hops into someone else's body and possesses them. The killer does. But none of the characters were really fleshed out enough to really care about. As you said, the officer, that's just what he's known as, is the officer. He's driving around and he picks up two young kids who are trying to break into a place, and they become friends and they drive around, and then they go and they end up meeting another dude and some retarded fucker with a helmet and this pregnant chick, and they're all hanging out, and the officer's just not friendly. He's just like, I'm looking for dude, have you seen him? And everybody there is like, just be cool, man, just hang out. And it's just him following around this killer, and the serial killer who has possessed a woman wears a gas mask, kind of like on Found, which, I mean, that's kind of cool. But the killer hung out with two little lackeys, and just when you think it's the officer and one of the dudes that he met up with, you think they're going to get ready to have a big throwdown, a big fight scene with the killer and his two lackeys. And they're getting ready and they got their weapons loaded, and then they're coming around the corner, and one of the lackeys blows this little dog whistle thing that apparently it's a dog whistle that only works on the officer and the officer's friends. And it makes them like freak out and start grabbing their ears and wallowing in pain. So the one big shootout action scene I thought we were going to get, we didn't get because of the dog whistle. So that was really disappointing. And the kills were just really, they came and went. I mean, dude's sitting there on the ground writhing in pain from listening to the dude playing his little dog whistle, and then dude stabs him, and that's it. And then the other little buddy stabs the other guy, and that's the end of the, it's just, I was just wanted more, you know what I'm saying? But, that's the price that I pay for being an extreme film fan. The movie was kind of a silent and brooding film. It was just, that dog whistle, though, that really pissed me off. I don't know. But the killer was called the Dark Rider, and the protagonist was the officer, and there were several references to the Seven Gates of Hell being opened, and but they really didn't elaborate too much on that. But they just said basically that death is the rite of passage for the killer. So when he died, it wasn't him dying; it was him just jumping to another body. And there was a lot of cool ideas, but the execution just was kind of poor. It didn't really. I didn't feel like it was pulled together properly. I saw a good premise in here, but the execution just wasn't there for me. The film looked good, the score was good, it was professionally done, very artistic looking. On a 1 to 5 scale, I'd give it a 3, but it was just a little too slow for me. And I would recommend give it a watch, but again, it's one of those titles that I'm glad I saw it on Netflix because, I didn't have too much invested in it. But I would like to see more from this director because I feel like he has a lot of talent, and I'm going to definitely look into his other films. Let me check my notes here, see what else we can say about this guy. You know, there's really not much left to say, I guess. Beyond the Grave was, well made, but it wasn't for me. Slow burner. If you have the patience and you have true appreciation of film, then you'll enjoy the movie. But just don't expect something wham bam in your face. You know what I'm saying? This one's a little bit slow, a little bit more mellow. As always with my reviews, I'd like to give a shout out to my friends at Beneath the Underground, who this review is specifically tailored for in this instance. They're a great group, the best underground horror group on Facebook. Want to meet people that are into the shit you're into? Well then, go ahead and just sign up, go there, somebody will add you to the group. If it's not Farmer Vincent, it'll be one of the admins. Everybody that's there is really cool, no dicks at all, so don't be afraid, come check us out. Also, The Lair of Terror, another group I'm associated with. I'm an admin there, so if you request to join, I'll add you personally. But that's what it's all about with the social networking shit, guys. Let's get together and talk about movies, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, who's who or what's what. It's the passion of the movies that unites us all, the love of these films that unites us all, and that's what really counts, and that's what you can really tell between real fans is the people that really appreciate and just love these films like I do. So this is Nick from What I'm Watching. Next time, I have no idea what I'm going to be talking about next time because I got a stack of movies I need to catch up on, so it'll be a surprise. I also got some short films that were sent to me that I need to review, so maybe I'll delve into those. But I hope this was informative, and I look forward to putting out the next video, and I hope you guys will watch. Check out my YouTube channel, check out my Facebook page, and shameless self-promotion, woohoo! And keep it real. Later, guys.